Hello, this is Cat's Back Jackson, the movie.
It was morning, and CBJ was planning the best ways he could use the dream machine. Hey, CBJ, what are you up to today? What we're up to is figuring out the best way we can use this miracle machine. Don't you think it'd be wrong if we didn't? I suppose so, but what do you figure we do? I don't know. CBJ slowly lowers his head into the pile of crumpled up pieces of paper on his desk. Hey, it doesn't really matter. We're just wasting time sitting around here. Dream, show us what we should do. It's going to be random anyways. That's where you're wrong. We can manipulate our dream by watching a bunch of content that correlates with the subject, taking notes in our dreams, and trying our hardest to keep what we want to happen on our minds as we enter the dreams. To that, guess there's ways, but let's get move on. How will we save our small cruise ship from crashing? That's a really good point. We're pretty low on dream merit, so let's not try anything too dangerous. Okay, that sounds very noble. What they say, Duke? A cruise ship sounds pretty nice. Although we might not even be able to handle this one. Let's try and save the cruise ship relatively close to land. Yeah. How? How do we know? We won't know how much dream merit is left, so we can contact Graham's spirit guide in the dream. Let's, let's try and do something that makes worth it going to do. Alright. Alright, let's watch a bunch of videos on the ship crash. It's not the really dramatic ones, though. And in death. Let's just get going. They watch 2 hours of cruise ship crash content and plug themselves into the machine that connects their dreams together. They arrive on a tropical cruise in the Bahamas. People dancing wildly in all directions. There are flowers with 9-inch long petals. Palm trees surround the cruise ship, and a high stand furniture laid in every area. This looks pretty amazing. Nice to hear of, Graham. Graham stared into the sunset and stroked his chin. We can focus on what matters. Let's find out how dream merit. As he said the words dream merit, Graham's dream guide appeared by him, and it was me making the same squinty-eyed face Graham was. His eagle-like complexion making his skull look very intense. Bend knees and unbend them again while walking Len, doing the Italian wild accent. Hey. Not always good to stroke your chin like that. Oh, Jeremy. Why is that though? Because then people know you're thinking intensely. It's like holding back a smile can be good to conceal. So people don't get the wrong idea of what you're judging. Well, try to hold back my smiles, but it's almost more evidence with. The more you have a habit of it, the more worth it is. Yeah, I guess people underestimate how much we can hurt people with them. What's the misunderstood smile? I sound like, hey, so, do you know how much you remember? Not much. You guys could barely make it to the final contenders on the talent show at this point. Graham's heart then dropped. Cruise ship's coming to crash, he said. Well, I'd get building rafts then. The cruise ship suddenly has a bomb explode at the front end of the ship. A serial killer going out with a bang. Couple gets tossed off the front end of the boat trying to recreate Titanic love scene. But the passengers hysterically wave their arms in the air and run in all directions. That shows them your magic. But we don't have any magic, you idiot. No, I'm pretty sure we do. No, you don't. perform magic tricks at a point like this. You should be ashamed. CBJ turns to Graham looking exhausted. We're going to need some heavy artillery. Which one of us has the most dreamers anyways? Ask my team kind. Yes, what is it? Oh, that was fast. You scared me. I was going to ask which one of us has the most dreamers. Well, the answer to that question lies within your thoughts. Duke has the most. A bit more than everyone else, at least. Duke stands up and cracks his knuckles. Alright, people, we're here to save your world and live it. Just calm down on what we live in the mind. A small group look out of the corners of their eyes, and a chair sloppily wobbles off the ground, shaking like an old man attempting to walk more than he should. A lady with short curly hair stands up and shouts, Are you the lunatics that blew up this boat to showcase your lame little magic? What? Whoever blew up this boat would have had to be that crazy. Lady, we're really trying to save their lives. By doing lame little magic tricks? We know there's a string around there somewhere. Yes, and this is no trick, but I realized I'd dig myself a deeper hole by saying that. So, since I came this far, I'm going to ask you this. When you get to shore, ask your architects if it would have been possible to bring as much people to the shore as we have on the rafts we make with the little supplies we can obtain. Disagree. I'm with you on that last thing you said, though. They all start screaming. The passengers remain calm and help them gather supplies, but everyone is too busy scrambling to gather their most precious items. They don't realize the ship is going down any second. How much time does it look like we have, Francois? The ship is probably going to be coming down in half an hour, because it's only taken a half hour for the front end of the ship to sink. So if we don't finish in time, we're dead. To hear us of all universes, we should consider how many lives we've lost if we don't make it. I'm just saying. Alright, well, let's gather all the fluids from the boat. And use the sunbathing chairs to make a boat then. Sounds good. They assemble all the supplies they can. They assemble all the supplies they can, but only salvage a little bit of rope. I know we'll have to combine our powers and hold these rafts together with our minds, because we don't see much more places to find materials we can use. Yes, but will it be enough to find me? I'm not done here. Yeah, me neither. I mean, we can save a decent amount of people, I believe. Holding the rope in place is easy, like holding a triple soup ice cream with your finger. You should be able to make this stay with us. I cannot try it when a grand opportunity lies before me. Let me get some of my yes, what is it? What is it? What is it? I want to know if we'll have enough dream current to hold the traps together. Say everyone's else. Well, you know I can't tell you the answer up front, but I can tell you guys that you already know the answer. You know what's worth risking, and that Lady Luck favors the bold. That's all I need to hear. I know, just a word of advice. There's a reason a lot of younger people use sick as a way to describe something good. Okay, I hope so. Graham immediately starts ripping curtains and anything that can be used as ropes or boat body material. They build 3 boats. More and more passengers help, and pretty soon the ships begin to fall down as the development of a raft becomes more of a reality. We might just actually make it through this thing. Yeah. Just a few more adjustments and the raft should be ready to. They assemble the last piece of the first raft and slam it in as if it was a work of art. Alright, let's get this on the water and test the next one. Just make sure all your passengers are holding the rope in place. The passengers rush on the raft and cling to the rope only for it to fall apart on all sides as the first brigade of passengers board it. They quickly reassemble it and people start moving extremely fast in desperation to build the next two boats. The entire ship was helping at this point, and the first raft got completed within 5 minutes. The crew held hands and focused all their energy to keep the boat afloat, while instructing other passengers to board the other raft. The last two rafts were finally finished, and one was on its way. The last of the passengers were thinking of who the last four that would stay behind would be. I sure like staying down here like that. No, wait, no. Why? I don't. Well, make it trust me. Look at how much supplies we have left. We're going to have to use every cent of our dream man to get to shore, let alone home. And we don't even know if we have time. As they argue, the 5 last passengers sneak on the raft and push themselves away, rowing as fast as people trying to paddle upstream from a waterfall. Seriously, you're actually going to ban the people that say everyone's lives? An extremely saturated feeling of disappointment engulfed their bodies, as the ship appeared to be 10 minutes away from completely sinking. Your fault, Graham. Tell me, do you care about being the all-powerful hero more than your best friend's lives? It appears so, you proud self-righteous prick. It's your fault, Graham. Tell me, do you care about being the all-powerful hero more than your best friend's lives? It appears so, you proud self-righteous prick. Hey, I was just listening to my dream guy. He said, ladies like favors of old. And it just makes sense. What better of a test to prove your worthy of? How about the not dying test? It's easy, I like that one the best. Again, guys, we're wasting time. Let's think quick. Wait, I see something in the distance. It was a black helicopter coming to rescue the crew. The first passengers explained to the police, sent them pictures of the little materials they had. The raft fell apart, and they hit shore almost as if they were held together by magic. The police examined the pictures, and it turned out to be one of them actually gotten pretty far in that architecture. In shock and awe, he explained that these rafts couldn't have made it back to shore. He assembles the rafts together and concludes that it would have been impossible for them to have held together, even if all the passengers were holding it in place. The distance was far too long. He asked the survivors, "Hey, what's the secret in making them back on through long chairs and barely anything to hold together, It's a strong gradual wave in the Atlantic. It must have caused something. Make these rafts that they should have never made it. You're not going to believe this, but they were making chairs float. Holograms of their faces shoot out of their fists, claiming they had magic powers and they were going to save us all. I actually wouldn't say this, but I believe them. If you guys are confident it's not. Hey, others are still stranded there, though. And the magic man predicted the boat would be sinking in 12 minutes or so. You need to save them. I'll give my best men on it. The A7-3000 came as fast as a helicopter could and finally saved the crew. The crew was very ecstatic but very exhausted, and stared out the window with beaming wide eyes and a blank expression of an overworked soul. 10 minutes Jackson, Albert, and Brett Leapenbach the fourth question. Hey, how did you guys make the chairs together with glue? Don't tell me you guys took the chairs together with your mind. I mean, come on. Graham and Duke squint their eyes at the man like they were being woken up early with clanging pads. Well, it wasn't good, but don't you give us some time to warm up from like cold classes of death and lay off, won't you? Sorry, my apologies. So did you mean to say you're cowards? They were told to God. Albert excitingly asked them for out to dinner. I don't know, Albert. Forgot to get our lights back. Here, we take this. Okay, I'm very unfamiliar with it. I'm going down some weird salty some garden. Do you dream? Of course I dream. Graham was stunned, and as he looks around, becomes more shocked by the second. The building that was just there had transformed into a casino. Oh my god, did you just notice that building change? Yeah, the casino is open all night and comes up from the ground during the nighttime hours. The building has gears and moves around to attract customers. That must cost a ton. What, metal? No, it takes a day for the metal mines to be replenished, don't you know? Haven't you heard that saying? That plant grows like metal. You guys must be from pretty far away. Yeah, we're from pretty far away. Graham's brain starts going at full speed. So tell me how much about your society. Tell me more about your society. Well, we like our calming music and we like our straw hats. I can see. When did overalls become the fashion? Oh, teenagers who were wearing those for about 20 years. What about some anyone see them? No, people just fall asleep wherever, whenever. You know how it is when you need to sleep. Some brains go to sleep randomly all the time, some don't. Your brain needs to rest when it's time. Graham starts to put the pieces together and realizes that the dream world here may be a paradoxical world we get to experience when we go to sleep. He remembers that anything we consider alive has stuff that makes you dream in it, DMT. He realizes that these beings probably go to sleep when we wake up, since they fall asleep so suddenly and many times during the day. Well, take that offer actually, Albert. Just give me and my friends an hour to talk about what just happened. So let's say we go back to Barbarians on 50th Street Southwest. I'll see you in 1 hour, Albert. You're ready to answer a lot of questions about the nature of your hobby. I'll see you then. Graham looks to the left, and then he looks to the right. As soon as Albert leaves, he grabs Zook with fully open, bloodshot eyes and shakes himself. Did you hear what those cats just said? Yes, then the most likely other resources get replenished in. How did they not believe us about our magic? Because when this big sun is completely normal to others. Exactly. You fall asleep anywhere in town. It's pretty weird. Pretty sweet if you're at work, but yeah, definitely it's pretty weird. Why is it so normal for these people then? Because when we fall asleep, they wake up, and vice versa. Why do you think some people here fall asleep multiple times now? And no one stays up to them? Because the dream world here is our Earth. So, you're saying we might bump into someone you know? Well, if you lived this dream before, you know to tell your dream, yeah, look at your hands. Because even our hands are completely bonkers in our dream. So they may look similar, but we'll probably not be able to tell it. That's a shame. We could if we knew what Graham is saying is true, but we don't. I agree, we should help people from our world, and that it's a worthy conquest to pursue. But we don't know for sure. Well, then let's ask as many questions as we can. Well, then let's ask as many questions as we can. We'll never know until we build another dream machine and test it on these peeps. So. Well, then let's build another dream machine then. That's all I think you can do it. That's all I think you can do it. We don't know a couple of the substances CIA used in the dream machine. Well, We'll have to go back to our reality, get the substances used in the Dream Machine, test it to see what they are, and then we'll watch the same content we did to get ourselves back into the dream. Can't we just imagine a dream machine here? Then we won't have enough dream air to get back, and our bodies need water within 4 days or else we'll die. Do you really want to risk not being able to obtain it? It's been about a day already, and we know who what, and we knows who's what mistakes will make, resulting in less dream air. We want creating a dream machine for the field, please. Now, let's start the dream power return. Yes, but we're still not solving the problem here, guys. As great as those ideas might be, and as much as we need to follow through with them, get as much time in this round as possible, so we help our we still need to figure out not just what content we watch the past few days, but we need to figure out our reality. Exactly what Duke was doing before